Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airwaves of YouTube and, of course, iHeartRadio. Thank y'all so much for listening on iHeartRadio, by the way. Really, really appreciate it. You can find me there anytime. No problem. Let's get into the Lakers situation right now because former NBA player and current analyst for both ESPN and ABC, JJ Redick, he's had a very busy schedule lately. We know he's co-hosting the NBA Finals with Doris Burke and Mike Breen. We know that he's hosting the Mind the Game podcast with the one and only LeBron James. He's got his own podcast, The Old Man and the Three, that he still does, along with a bunch of other stuff. And now, according to ESPN's very own Adrian Wojnarowski, a guest on this show last week, by the way, he's getting ready for another round of interviews this weekend for the Lakers head coaching position. This interview follows news earlier this week of UConn head coach Danny Hurley turning down a 6-year, $70 million offer for the job. Let me say this. I understand it's not the most popular thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway because, listen, I got to say this. First of all, I'm not rooting against JJ Redick. He's a colleague of mine. We have a good relationship, the whole bit. If that's what he wants, I want it for him. I'm happy for him if he gets it, okay? Let's get that out the way right now. But I think it's important for me to say this. No matter what happens with JJ Redick, it doesn't let LeBron James off the hook. LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen, all the noise that's coming down the pike about JJ Redick, LeBron James is the cause of it. Whether he likes it or not, he instigated this shit. It's on him. Allow me to explain to you why that is. Darvin Ham was on the hot seat. There's class, there's professionalism to take into consideration. Darvin Ham is on the hot seat. LeBron James knows it. Does he wait until the end of the season to start this podcast with JJ Redick when his man Maverick Carter brought the idea to him? No. Does he wait until Darvin Ham gets fired? No. Does he wait until the off season? No. Does LeBron James need the money? The billionaire LeBron James? No. Does he need the attention? No. No, he doesn't. One could argue, conspiratorially that is, that what LeBron James needed was cover to offset the attention that would inevitably be brought in his direction in the event that JJ Redick, somebody he wasn't doing a podcast with, ultimately ended up as a candidate for the job. Because you see, by doing this podcast, ultimately, what do guys do? Ladies and gentlemen, when you want to be a coach in the NBA, you know what you do? If you don't want to be an assistant, you get a television job. JJ Redick, again, I'm not knocking him one bit, but if he's going to be mad about what I'm saying logically, I'm not revealing any inside information. He certainly didn't tell me this. LeBron didn't tell me this. No player told me this or anything like that. I'm just deducing stuff based off of logic. If he's going to get mad about that, he's got to get over it. Here's the deal. JJ Redick was coaching his kids. It's a hilarious video of him getting thrown out of a game that he was coaching his son in, and the son ain't even a teenager yet. So let me get this straight. You want to coach a kid. You want to coach like Pop Warner style. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to coach in the pros? Come on now. Of course he wants to coach. He's unapologetic about that. He's not hiding that from anybody. But why be an assistant coach is getting a few $100,000 and got to answer the head coach, praying and hoping that you'll get the recognition you deserve, or get noticed by some owner or some other team's executive, and you'll get a job for that one. All you got to do is be on television displaying your knowledge for the game and articulating that on an every game basis. Doc Rivers did it. Mark Jackson did it. Other people did it. Steve Kerr was there. He did it. We've seen a host of people that became head coaches that weren't assistant coaches before they started up. Not to say that Steve Kerr didn't do some of that assistant work in San Antonio or whatever it is, but I'm just saying, you want to get notoriety and position yourself a head coaching job. TV's not a bad route to take. So clearly, that was one of the things. If you're LeBron James, you wouldn't know this. Why is this relevant right now? Because a legitimate argument can be made that all that noise that the Lakers were making about making a big-time offer to Danny Hurley, a reigning two-time defending national champion as a coach, who's universally recognized as the best coach in basketball. One could easily argue that the Lakers never really wanted him, that they were targeting JJ Redick all along, that this was a scheme propped up, that LeBron James may have played a role in. Because if you really want Danny Hurley, why would you offer him a contract that's paying him $6 million less than the highest paid coach in basketball, which is Steve Kerr, or the Greg Popoviches of the world? Why would it be $4 to $5 million less than Eric Spoelstra? Why would it be $3 to $4 million less than Ty Lue? Why would it be $2 million less than Monty Williams in Detroit? If you are the Lakers and you really want to make a big time offer because you really want to make sure that you get this guy, you don't want him to leave LA, don't you offer him a contract that makes him the highest paid coach in basketball? Or at least second to no one other than Steve Kerr? Don't you do that? Don't you do that? It's not what the Lakers did. They gave him an offer that the UConn Huskies are about to match. So one could easily argue, deduce, because that's what they're talking about in NBA circles. Not everybody, not most, but some people are saying it. Oh, please, they didn't want Danny Hurley. They just used that as a smokescreen to say we really went after this guy. But what we really want is JJ Redick, because that's what LeBron wants. But LeBron don't want to be seen as the dude that's picking the next head coach. LeBron did that. LeBron, nobody can come close to making such an accusation against LeBron if there's never a podcast with JJ Redick. But because there was, because this is the guy you chose to talk basketball with. By the way, while your coach Darvin Ham was on the hot seat, that's the shit you pulled in some people's eyes. When they told it to me, I was like, nah, I don't want to believe that. But then I keep being reminded about the brilliance of LeBron James and how he's no idiot. He knows what he's doing. And then I say, shit, I can't put it past him. Remember when Ronald Reagan was in office, ladies and gentlemen? Some of you may not, but some of you young whippersnappers may not, but the older fogies might. Remember when the Iran-Contra affair came about? That's when we first learned of the phrase plausible deniability. Wasn't me. Remember Eddie Murphy? Now, I don't know if it was delirious or raw. It was one or the other. Remember when he did that? Wasn't me. Oh, I saw you. How you do this? Wasn't me. I saw you. Hey! Wasn't me. That's LeBron. Wasn't me. Hey! Wasn't me. That's how he acted. Like his hands are completely clean. He has absolutely, positively nothing to do with this. Nothing. Maybe he didn't. I honestly don't know. But appearances do matter. LeBron is more cognizant than that of anybody. How could he not know that doing a podcast with JJ Redick while Darvin Ham was on a hot seat, and then JJ Redick ultimately becoming a prime candidate for the Lakers head coaching job? How could he not know? And who's to say that the Lakers, in all seriousness, is innocent in this as well? How do you make, the only reason I'm saying that about the Lakers right now, Jeannie Buss, who I love dearly, and Rob Pelinka, who I respect and like, the only reason I'm saying that is that if you really wanted Danny Hurley, how could the offer be for 6 years and $70 million? How could it be for $11 million a year when you know there's at least 5 coaches that's paid more than that? And he's a reigning 2-time defending national champion, universally recognized as the best coach in college basketball. How could you possibly think that that was going to be enough for him to leave Connecticut and go to LA where the taxes are more than double and it's 3,000 miles away from what he calls home. How could you possibly think that? JJ Redick, I think deserves to be a candidate. I think Sam Cassell deserves to be a candidate, assistant coach in Boston. I think Mark Jackson deserves to be a candidate. I think Jeff Van Gundy deserves to be a candidate. I think all of those things are true. I think JJ Redick is going to get offered this job based on how things have fallen out. We shall see. We shall see.